And video shows CBS's top NFL analyst getting pulled over by police on suspicion of operating under the influence. Here's that moment.
Where are you coming from?
The golf course. And I'm going to meet Grandma and Grandpa.
All right. How many drinks have you had?
Did you say zero?
Yes. You're denying to step out of the vehicle pending field?
I'm just going to call my lawyer.
Okay, step out of the vehicle.
I'm going to call my lawyer.
No, step out of the vehicle.
So that's former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo late last week in Milwaukee during a traffic stop. The officer told Romo she pulled him over for unsafe passing on the right and cutting across a marked area. A later video shows Romo at a nearby police station taking several field sobriety tests and then asking this question.
Did I pass this test?
You turn around.
No, I didn't. Huh? Can I use my phone real quick? Because there's a plane taking off.
You're
My
under
parents are
arrest
there.
for
Okay.
operating while under the influence, okay?
Romo's arrest report indicated that he performed poorly on the tests. We've reached out to his reps and CBS for comment. We've not heard back. We want to bring in our own legal analyst, Danny Savalos. Danny, he has a court appearance set for September 21st. And then what happens here?
Yeah, virtually nothing. It's one of those initial appearances, should last 5 minutes. He may not even have to show. The real timeline is that reportedly he's already been served with a notice that they're going to not cancel, but suspend his license. He's got about 10 days from the date he receives that notice to challenge it. Otherwise, it's an automatic suspension for a refusal, not an OWI, the refusal. And this is very common in the states. States try to make refusing the chemical tests more punitive than the underlying DWI, or in this case in Wisconsin, OWI.
Okay, so he was...
That's always true. That's pretty much true in every state that, you would, because they want you to, they pretty much just want you to take the test. They want to force you to do the the standing and they're holding your foot up, and then the eye test and all these type of things. And then even after that, they want you, of course, to take the breathalyzer, and they make you do all these things at the same time. And it's one of those things, guys. I mean, you know how much I hate drinking and driving, but I am a big fan of Tony Romo, and it just kills me that these people have all this money, and they continue to drive drunk no matter what the circumstances are. You can't drive drunk no matter who you are.
Issued a traffic ticket, at the moment not facing criminal charges. Could he face other repercussions? And if he loses his license, I don't know, is that Milwaukee or Wisconsin license? What happens to if he? I guess he wouldn't hold a license in another state. But what are the repercussions beyond just this one traffic stop?
Romo got pulled over in about the luckiest state of the 50 states that he could have been pulled over in, because Wisconsin probably criminalizes, I shouldn't even say criminalizes, it barely criminalizes OWI. Certainly first offenses and refusals are not criminal charges. They are essentially civil forfeitures. They are the least criminal of OWI, DWI crimes, arguably in the entire country. So he is lucky there, but he's also got to contend with that automatic refusal. And many states do this. If you refuse, they will almost automatically suspend your license because you already consented by virtue of having a driver's license to submit to a breath test. And you know what? In his case, it didn't help him anyway, because reportedly they got a warrant, got to his blood anyway, and that's the proper process. And by the way, I'll just add, you saw a few seconds of those field sobriety tests, and he was doing the walk and turn. Wasn't doing it very well. It's got to be toe-to-toe.
Yeah. Danny Savalos, thank you.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app.
It's just horrible, guys. I mean, we continuously talk about, people drinking and driving and just thinking that they're okay. And mind you, we watch, a lot of the OPLs and the live PDs of the world, and we know that most people who have been drinking and they're driving, they always make a statement of they only had 2 beers, or in this case he said 0, but of course he was blitzkrieged, and you just can't be. You can't drive like that no matter what's going on. And I continuously go back to the simple fact that all these people, the Justin Timberlakes of the world, the Vince McMahon, because that dude's under the influence. All these people have a financial status to the point where they do not have to drive cars. And even people who are just making regular money understand the process of, if you've drunk too much, call a taxi, call an Uber, whatever the case may be, to get you home for a lot of reasons. Number one, so you don't kill anybody while you're driving around drunk. And number two, you don't get arrested and go to jail for drunk driving. And it all goes hand in hand. But we continuously see, all kinds of people drinking and driving, but not only just drinking and driving, but we see these celebrities who have the ability to, to circumvent this, to make their lives easier when they decide that they want to get drunk in the middle of the day. And, it's Tony Romo. I'm a big fan of Tony Romo. Met him several times, standardly over at Pebble Beach at a golf event or two. I've rode with Tony Romo before. And he's an absolutely fantastic guy. Dollars and Donuts Day is about to jump on a plane to go to another golfing event because he's an avid golfer, and this is gonna put a hurting on him because they've already canceled him over at at the location where he was working. Let's we're gonna check out ABC News real quick because I think they talk a little bit about being canceled already, losing his job. You know how we feel about that, no matter what the situation is. But he was drinking and driving. He shouldn't have been drinking and driving. Let's check this out real quick. I'm gonna let y'all get up out of here.
5 weeks before the start of the NFL season, former star quarterback and TV analyst Tony Romo has been placed on indefinite leave following his DUI arrest in Milwaukee. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood.
Tonight, a week after he was stopped on a Wisconsin highway and arrested for suspicion of operating while intoxicated, Tony Romo is sidelined.
How many drinks have you had?
CBS Sports says the former Dallas Cowboys star is on leave from his role as the network's top NFL analyst until further notice.
Where are you coming from?
The golf course, and I'm going to meet Grandma and Grandpa.
The decision follows this July 23rd stop in Milwaukee, when a sheriff's deputy said she found an open container in Romo's vehicle.
Can I do an exercise?
Go ahead, dude.
He failed a field sobriety test.
Did I pass this test?
You turn around.
No, I didn't,
During Romo's absence, CBS Sports turning to former defensive end J.J. Watt. Watt played 12 seasons in the NFL with the Houston Texans and Arizona Cardinals.
That's a horrible replacement. I don't think J.J. Watt's going to be able to do this job correctly. Tony Romo was adamantly the best NFL analyst that most people seen. He would see things before they would happen. He would explain them extremely thorough and correctly. This is just going to be we're going to miss out on a lot if he's not an NFL analyst. We're going to miss out on a lot.
And with Tony Romo is due back in court in September, we've reached out to his reps for comment but have not heard back.
All right, Morgan Norwood for us tonight.
It's just truly sad, guys. You know what I mean? And it's truly sad. You decide that you're gonna have an outing with Grandma and Grandpa, like he said. Get you some hoes in at the local Milwaukee golf course, have a drink or two, and you just had too many. And you should have realized that you had too many. If you would have realized that you had too many drinks, we wouldn't be in this situation with me, Tony Romo. Now, we're dealing with the legalities of drinking and driving, and we've lost our job to J.J. Watt of all people. And it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be sad for a lot of us NFL fans because, I'm telling you, he was probably one of the greatest NFL analysts we've ever seen. He was very thorough. He knew what he was talking about. It always seemed right when he was talking about things. So this is a very, very sad day for the NFL. Very sad day for Cowboys fans. And it's truly, truly, truly sad that he's losing his job, and all because he made a very, very horrible decision. All right, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go and get up out of here. I am Chris Surratt. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Car Concierge. So please hit a like, share, subscribe. Hit me in DMs if you have any questions, and I'm out. Peace.